evening everybody, and welcome to Pietrele Louis Solomon, or Solomon's Rocks, here at the end of Brasov, where Brasov goes into the mountains, let's say. You just saw one peak in this intro. That's not where we're going. We're heading up there. Never been there. I saw some people on top of it last time when I was here just walking. And I wonder if there's a nice shot. I was actually thinking of photographing tomorrow morning. And I think that might be a better spot to photograph a sunrise from. So let's go check it out. Come with me. See what we'll get today. Okay, that was the easy part of the climb. Now it's time for the tougher part. So I'm gonna put you away for a bit. I'm gonna try and climb up safely without dying. So should be possible. Let's see. I made it. I'm alive. It wasn't that sketchy, but it wasn't great either. It was good that I took some time for that. But yeah, we're up here. I am about 6 weeks too early, I think. All the trees are still completely brown. So any shot I'm gonna make is gonna look pretty boring, I think. But there are beautiful rocks around here, so we're gonna just look for a composition, try for a long lens thing. There's not much long lens stuff around here yet. I think the main rock that I showed you in the beginning, the cliff, looks pretty cool, but it's definitely a bit more wide angle. And I like to use some of the foreground rocks the rocks up here in the foreground of my shot as well. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's have a look for some compositions. And we'll keep this in mind. This is for me basically just a recce. It's to figure out if I want to go here when the weather's better. And yeah, I do want to go here when the weather's better. And when the trees are not brown anymore, but nice and green and springy, which is going to come in a couple weeks. But for now, let's see. So for those of you who've been watching the last weeks, and I don't know how long, but I find this recurring theme that what I want to do is try and minimize overlapping things. I don't want stuff in my foreground that I don't want to overlap with the background. So this is exactly the same again. So I have the rocks in the foreground, the cliff in the middle ground, and the mountains in the background. And there are these little stubs of bushes and everything. And I don't want them overlapping the cliffs in the background, neither do I want the rocks in the foreground to overlap the cliff in the background. So I'm looking for that sweet spot where everything is nicely separated, but you do get this depth to the photo. Let me show you again, as always. So what I just showed you, I have these bushes here on the side, this rock, this cliff, and then the mountains in the background. So what I want is a composition where this bush doesn't overlap the cliff, neither do the rocks overlap the cliff. So I want to be somewhere around here, it's good. But now you can see that this bush is kind of overlapping this bit of rock, so I don't want that as well. So a bit more here, but then this part starts overlapping, so a bit forward, and somewhere there should do the trick. Everything is nice and separate, and we still have the beautiful background to it. So, and as I said in the beginning, this is not a keeper. This shot is never gonna be, everything I shoot up here tonight is not gonna be a keeper. It's all just test shots to figure out how to do this, how to make these photos. As I've also said in other vlogs, I'm Dutch. I haven't photographed mountains much. So this is just me learning, trying out how to photograph these sort of things. I've been photographing on that cliff already, and now it's time for this one. So we're just gonna take this test shot, set it up, and see what comes from it. So yeah, I got that composition. The composition is set up, I think. I'm not sure about it yet, but I do like there's a path down in the valley, I think, that takes you into the frame as well. So I think it's a nice little addition to it. I don't know if I'm happy with the rock. It's just a bit of a there's not that much dynamic to the rocks in the foreground. It's just a piece of rocks in the foreground. So I might need to change that still. But for now, I'm just gonna shoot it. But I do need a graduated filter, graduated filter. That thing. So let me put that on. So it's kind of a strange setup. I have a Lee adapter set, which I bought to start buying Lee filters, but then, oh, something fell off. But then I decided I found them too expensive. So in the end I bought some Kokin sets, Kokin gradual filters, which are fine, do the job. They're a bit scratchy, but it's not too bad. And they work, that's most important. Yeah, that is better already. Yeah, as said, I need more color. The trees are just all brown still. There's no color yet. In a couple of weeks it will be good, but for now this is it. I do get some light from the back on the rocks in the foreground, which is nice. But yeah, if I like it, I'll show you the result. Else we'll head on to the next composition. So I've been struggling pretty much with getting a good balance between these rocks and the cliff in the middle ground. So what I decided to do is just skip the whole rocks in the foreground part. Just go for the cliffs, and there's a nice little bit of sunlight now on the mountains in the background. So I think that's just what we'll do for this moment. We'll shoot the cliff, f11, half a second, and should be good. I have the path that's leading in again from the bottom right corner. It leads you into the frame, so that should be a nice little touch to it. As said, still it's brown, but that's okay. So let's shoot it. f11.5 ISO 100. I have my graduated filter still on, still the soft edge, which I put on quite far because there's quite a lot of light coming through. I think that could be nice. Let's just shoot it. A fourth of a second, by the way. Here we go. Not too bad. A bit of a blue sky, but well, could be a lot worse. Now there is a bit of a problem with that last shot. As I said, there's some light, some sunlight hitting the peaks in the background, but it's quite distracting from the foreground actually. The main focal point of this photo is that cliff. Which is in shade. It's sticking out from the shade because it's brighter than the surroundings. But the background is even lighter and it's this straight line across the tops. So I'm not too overly excited. We'll keep this composition in mind. When the sun is gone, we might do another shot. I do hope we still have some clouds then, but yeah. Could be a lot better. And I kind of blew out the blues. Yeah, I think that's correct. In that fourth of a second shot, so forget it. Oh hey, the sun is blocked now by the light. The sun is blocked by the light. The sun is blocked by some clouds, so that is already a lot better. It's instantly too dark. I'll try it at a sixth of a second for one exposure, and it is a bit dark in the foreground, so we'll bring it up to 0.5 of a second for the second exposure. And I think that it's already a bit less distracting. Still not great. That's what this video is about. I'm having a good time shooting crappy photos. All good, as long as I'm having a good time. It's nice to be out. Okay. What next? I think I'll put on a long lens. I don't know. We'll see. So then it's time for the most important part of the evening. I don't know if that's the most important part. It's time for a cup of tea. Okay guys, I think it's time to head back down again. Starting to get a bit darker. It's quite a sketchy, quite a sketchy climb down again. So I think this is it. We didn't really shoot any spectacular photos or good photos, but it was good to be out. I'm really so good. It's so nice to just be out and be photographing. It doesn't matter if I got the good photos. I like it to just be out. I am gonna try and come back tomorrow morning, see what we can find then. Maybe the vlog continues. If there's more minutes left in this video, you know it continues. Else, this is it for today. Do you remember that photo of the black church that I wanted to take? It's right over there with a beautiful light this morning. And you know what we're photographing again today? Grey, sad weather. Darn. That is a shame, that is a shame. Oh well, we're here anyways now, let's take the photo. I don't think that nice light is gonna hit here. It's starting to creep in a bit, but I don't think so. At least I've set up for the shot. We've got a nice gloomy shot here, which is a bit better than I had yesterday, I think. You don't see that brownness of the woods that much. So I prefer it a bit, I think, over yesterday's shot. It's just different. So I didn't go to that spot where I shot this photo of that cliff and the path going through, but I took the spot where I started yesterday. I think the angle might be a little bit better here. So yeah, I put on my gradual filter again, because the sky is quite bright compared to the foreground. It's such a shame of that color. It's so nice over there. I really should have photographed the black church. You just don't know when you wake up. So yeah, let's take this shot. Focus correctly. 6 seconds. Okay, again bracketed because the foreground was a bit too dark in the other photos. Such a shame. Come on. Such a beautiful sunrise over there. I did think of photographing the black church this morning, but I voted against it. The bus was there. I thought, okay, the bus is there at the right time, so it has to be right to go here. Well, it wasn't. Such a shame, but it's okay. It's a nice morning. It's a nice morning. Yeah, no, we're not gonna get any color here. It's just gonna be grayness this morning. Too bad. Well, as this is not the right spot to photograph, I'm gonna really end this vlog here now. Have some more tea, and yeah. Thanks for watching. Such a shame. Oh well, you never know when you go shooting in the morning. It was completely dark when I left house. There was a bit of glow on the horizon. I didn't know how far the glow would come. Well, I learned. Not this far today. Just to the church. Thanks for watching. See you hopefully in a bit better vlog. Or a bit better conditions next week. Goodbye.